Assalamualaikum semua. Selamat hari Jumaat dan welcome ke Fiza O and Girlfriends Ustazah Shameem Sultanah ke rancangan Cakap Masjid live di YouTube dan sekarang ni live di Facebook. Once again, selamat datang. Welcome to Fiza O and Girlfriends. Girlfriend.
Am I supposed to do that?
I don't know. I'm giving you the vibe like
Yes, insyaAllah.
Selamat datang.
Selamat datang semua.
As always, I feel so thankful when I see Ustazah Shameem. I feel like, but by the way, it's too fast, too soon. But anyway, we'll always have you again. Ini adalah hari atau minggu kedua berturut-turut kita bersama Ustazah Shameem. Yang memang kita janji dari minggu lepas lagi bahawa we have 2 weeks with you.
Yes.
So we're going to spend it as much as we can with you.
You tak serik
Ustazah,
tak bosan
Ustazah, are you free next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Itu ya, Ustazah. I'm sorry Fiza, I banyak booking Fiza. Masya Allah, ya. Ustazah Shameem sangat sibuk, of course, dengan waktu tu bila baru beraya tu, I think like everyone else had a short break, sebab penat kemas rumah, penat give all out ketika Ramadan. So now I think things are picking up as per normal.
Yes.
As the usual is back. Tapi untuk kita dapat gigihkan semula tu, timing tu, alamak, dan energy kan. So hari ni, so of course hari Jumaat ni alhamdulillah kita sekali lagi dapat peluang untuk bertemu dengan Jumaat hari ini dan kita dapat peluang untuk dapat kumpul dana untuk Cakap Masjid, untuk Masjid Alamin. Dan kita tahu hari Jumaat ni ramai yang ke masjid tunaikan solat Jumaat mereka. Kalau di masjid sekarang ni Ustazah, I'm not very sure, adakah masih lagi kena register untuk solat Jumaat?
Solat Jumaat, I don't know, my husband still register ke? I think he does register. I'm not sure.
The last I know he was registering.
Yeah, the last I saw, no. I dah tak tahu tu. You handle yourself.
You register, bro.
But I think it's so much easier right now.
So much easier, kan?
Easier right now. He's always getting a spot and he can macam senang lah. For him to just change the mosque pun senang for him now.
The last I went, I did not go for a masjid setting, but was solat raya.
Solat raya.
There was some masjid yang tak perlu lagi register, tak perlu lagi. Yeah, for certain rounds yang macam, but they will just stop you halfway lah. Halfway kalau dah penuh masjid tu, then they stop you lah. Okay. But memang ramai orang sebab semua now there's no social safe distancing tanpa kalau you pakai put on your mask kan.
Betul.
So we thought okay, jangan lupa untuk awak scan your PIN. Now it's so much easier untuk kumpul, untuk dapat derma pada masjid. So you don't have to feel like dulu macam nak derma tu, kalau aku derma $2 ni orang nampak tak?
Habis tabung pula transparent ni.
Oh, tahu.
Taruh $2 nampak purple.
Habis mata kita orang dia 2. Okey lah, aku tak 2 jugalah. Kan? So now it's really your own niat. You nak letak berapa kemampuan you hari Jumaat ni, kehendak hati you, apa yang tergerak pada you. So alhamdulillah hari Jumaat ni juga kita dengan Ustazah Shameem. Dan kalau awak nampak topik kita hari ni tentang awak yang tak ngam dengan mak mertua. So kita tadi berbual sedikit tentang mak kan. And we know kita last week, if you belum tonton lagi, ada dengan Ustazah Shameem tentang pasal mak, how hard is being a mom, dan keluhan anak-anak pula yang ada mak-mak yang pilih kasih. We've had that as well, kan, last week kan. So this week I thought let's go a bit away. Kita cakap pasal mak mertua pula.
Mak
mertua pula.
Tambahan dia.
Kan. So ada yang macam kita tengok dia sangat beruntung sebab ada yang tak ada mak tapi mak mertua dia dah macam mak sendiri.
Betul. Yes.
Ada yang agak malang sedikit, mak dah tak ada, mak mertua pula dengan dia tak ngam.
Betul.
So the support system is not there at all.
Betul.
So ada yang mengadu dengan saya dalam girlfriend. Sebab alhamdulillah saya ada banyak cerita-cerita yang saya can recall. Ada yang macam nak kerja tu sangat susah untuk dia. Sangat susah, terkapai-kapai sebab tak ada support system.
Betul.
Mak tak ada untuk jaga anak. Lepas tu mak mertua pula tak ngam dengan dia. So when she wants to go to work ataupun she wants to go to work, she sends childcare. Tapi bila anak sakit tu, the support system dah tak ada langsung. Kan? Jadi maka itulah hari ini kita dengan Ustazah Shameem yang I'm sure you on your own dalam kelas-kelas you bertemu dengan para pelajar you have a lot of questions yang orang tanya. So kita kan ada pecahan hari ini. Antaranya adalah bagaimana kalau mak mertua tak suka dengan awak. Ada yang awak yang tak suka dengan mak mertua. Right? It could be that way as well. Or of course lah, cari-ciri mak mertua yang baik. Resolution of towards the end is we're looking at people yang, these are people are already in marriages. How about those yang belum lagi berumah tangga, and you dah berdepan? Because I got a question from a girlfriend, very young, in her 20s, and she says that her mum-in-law, future mum-in-law, doesn't approve of her. Doesn't know what doesn't approve of. Sebab you don't tell someone what you don't approve of them, what? Pakaian ke, pendidikan ke, pekerjaan ke, or basically aku tak suka muka kau. It could be that as well, kan? So should I go on to the next step of relationship, or should I withdraw? Tanya dia. So I tagged you. So I'm hoping that you could have like macam some of nasihat at the end of the show. But right now, ada yang dah mula hantarkan kita WhatsApp yang cakap di sini. Masya Allah, Fiza, the topic sangat kena dengan I pada hari ini. Thank you. So maybe you can give us like a longer story untuk give us the context of situation. Sebab bila cerita dia sangat singkat pun kita tak ada konteks situasi. Ada yang saya I keep in touch a lot with my listeners. Dengan kadang-kadang saya ada host orang kahwin, pengantin saya dan sebagainya. So sometimes we become friends after that, kan. So I wanna ask you, Ustazah, pagi ni, what's your take on mother-in-law, daughter-in-law punya relationship?
Oh, okay. I think this is a lot of us are scared. Ada yang takut nak kahwin juga, Fiza. Sebab takut mother-in-law problem. Ada yang kena duduk dengan mak mertua. Jadi the future husband say, kalau you nak kahwin dengan I, you kena duduk dengan mak I sebab I'm the only son.
Oh, ada yang bagi clause siang-siang
bagi clause. So macam dia macam, alamak, tapi I tak boleh ngam dengan mak you macam mana, and all that. So a lot of issues you can see a lot of issues, and it's very beautiful that this issue is not a new issue, bukan isu sekarang ke. Kalau kita tengok dalam Al-Quran, Allah dah kasih satu surah tentang mak mertua pun. Satu surah kecil tu tentang mak mertua, iaitu Abu Lahab punya isteri. Kalau I think not many of us know lah. So, saya pun belajar ni dulu tu agak akhir-akhir baru saya dapat tahu yang Abu Lahab ni, kenal Abu Lahab kan, macam familiar kan nama dia. Abu Lahab ni dia punya anak kahwin dengan anak Rasulullah SAW. Jadi two of his sons married the two daughters of Rasulullah. So bila kahwin ni, what happen is isteri Abu Lahab ni, dia instigate anak dia suruh ceraikan anak Rasulullah. So anak Rasulullah SAW ada 4 kan. Okay, the first one married Khadijah side. Khadijah's anak saudara. So now Abu Lahab is Rasulullah's uncle, the paternal side. So dia kata, how can you marry off your daughter to your wife's side? You kena kahwinkan juga dengan the father side, your side. Lepas tu that's when Rasulullah tanya anak perempuan dia, kata okay, I can marry. So 2 of the daughters of Rasulullah married two sons of Abu Lahab tau. And so Abu Lahab ni, husband and wife, very notorious. Diorang very jahat. So the mother actually instigate the son. If you don't divorce the Rasulullah's daughter, you don't enter this house, you are not my son. So ni cerita ni macam drama gitu kan.
Oh, drama.
Drama ni is in the Quran. And if you happen to see the Quran dekat belakang sekali, kan ada 3 surah pendek kan. Ada Qul Huwallahu Ahad, ada Qul A'udzu Birabbin Nas, Qul A'udzu Birabbil Falaq dengan Qul Huwallahu Ahad kan. That is the story just after that. Surah Al-Masad, Tabbat yada abi lahabin wa tab. That is about Abu Lahab, that is about his wife, and that story is about a mother-in-law. So monster-in-law ni, kalau kita cakap monster-in-law.
Betul, sebab tu ada banyak drama-drama, filem-filem tentang that kind of relationship. Yes,
that kind of thing. It's already mentioned in the Quran. So Allah already warned mother-in-laws not to be like the isteri of Abu Lahab. Sebab marriage is a sacred thing. Dia adalah sesuatu yang sepatutnya kita, kalau anak kita bernikah, kita support anak kita. Kita jangan buatkan mereka susah. Dalam era macam ini, kadang-kadang before kahwin je kita buat, it's difficult for them. Oh, kalau kau nak kahwin, kau kena gini. Kalau kau nak kahwin, kau tak boleh beli rumah. Ada mak-mak atau bapak yang kata, kalau kau nak kahwin, kau kena tinggal dengan mak bapak. Kau kena gini. I think this is where problems happen. When we are too rigid, kita tak nak give in, fahamkan. Dalam Islam pun, anak tu sepatutnya ada rumah sendiri. Kan, kalau kita duduk serumah, a lot of problem might happen. It doesn't mean that tak boleh. Memang ada orang yang boleh.
Yeah.
Mak dia, I've seen mother-in-laws yang memang Dia cakap apa tahu, anak menantu saya ni macam anak saya sendiri.
Masya Allah.
Dan sampai kalau menantu ni kalau cakap pasal mak mertua, dia boleh menangis. Oh, mak mertua saya memang Masya Allah, dia jaga saya, dia apa saya, macam really feel it tau.
Ya,
wow,
betul. Ya,
this kind of relationship memang Masya Allah lah.
Itu rezeki
tu rezeki So macam I feel like this kind of relationship is good, but there are also some kinds yang ada problem, yang tak tinggal serumah pun problem, apalagi kalau tinggal serumah. So I think the best thing, kalau you cakap pasal mak mentua and all that, women we are just very emotional. Okay, it's best to actually have your own house. Tapi kalau tak boleh, compromise is have to be there lah. Kalau anak you katakan mak mentua you dah berumur and is sickly, okay, then you have to give in. You have to understand, okay, my mother-in-law is not an easy person, my father-in-law is not an easy person, tapi they are however they are the parents of my husband. If I love my husband, I have to take care of my parents-in-law. Dalam Islam, kadang-kadang kita feel that our husbands are more important, our spouse is more important than our in-laws. Tapi dalam Islam, katakan me and my husband me and my husband, kita mahram kan. Tapi kalau anything happen, kalau kita cerai our kita katakan divorce, ataupun ataupun our spouse passed away, our in-laws tetap kita punya mahram.
Really?
Yes, even though after a divorce. So a father-in-law will remain your mahram mu'abbad selama-lamanya. That's how powerful that relationship is tau.
Why? Thank you for sharing with me.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter you divorce. I mean, like husband and wife, you can choose to end the relationship.
And then it's no longer mahram.
No longer no longer with me. Tapi bapak dia masih mahram kita. Mu'abbad selama-lamanya.
Which means like if you're wearing hijab, it's like your father lah.
Yes.
At home.
Yes. It's totally like that. So it's like macam, that is a very strong relationship.
That is a very strong relationship.
Yeah, to put like there's no, whatever happens is still your father. That puts your in-laws macam sama macam pangkat your own parents. Betul tak?
I am. It's like I am 2 years old when I find, because usually what happens is when a marriage, okay, I not what happens is what I know or what I think yang berlaku selalunya bila orang dah bercerai tu, they tend to cut off all ties with the entire family.
Kita punya adat lah, kita punya community.
Macam mak mertua tak nak pandang muka dia lagi, atau bekas, itu bekas mak mertua kan.
Betul.
Tak nak pandang tak nak pandang lagi, dia tak nak pandang lagi. So you have cut off the relations. Kan? Ataupun ada yang bercerai tanpa anak pun basically no longer kan, different. But actually they are parents, your mahram for life.
Betul. So actually apa yang kita tengok, kalau ada divorce kan, what we see is selalunya the two parties are like arguing with each other. But in Islam, it's not like that. In Islam, it shows that if you want to divorce, is it permissible? It is permissible, but it's one of the things that is really highly not encouraged in Islam. And because we want to keep marriage ni sacred lah, okay? Dan bukan senang-senang aja. Tapi there are times that the marriage have to end. But that doesn't mean you have to have hatred towards each other. Mak mertua dengan dengan menantu tengok each other, dia ni buat anak aku kan, gitu kan. Dalam Islam, no, you're supposed to separate in a good way. Because at the end of the day, you still got relationship ties with your in-laws, with your parents-in-laws. Sama juga dengan lelaki tau. That means my husband dengan my mother mahram selama-lamanya.
Right.
Whatever happen na'udzubillah, but whatever happen, I dah meninggal ke apa ke, tetap mahram selama-lamanya. Subhanallah. It's so powerful.
It is.
Yeah.
It's like untuk orang yang, okay, today's topic again pasal more of that kind of relations, but now I'm looking at it as like is even on a bigger scale of things. Contohnya ada yang kena jaga bapak mertua, kena mandikan.
Betul.
Kadang-kadang dia cakap, I macam mana I nak mandikan bapak, nak kena mandikan bapak mertua yang dah sakit tau, dia dah bedridden, tukarkan pampers dan sebagainya. And now we know it's your mahram.
Yes, it's your mahram. So actually they put the word in-law kan, macam rasa macam in-law, macam it feels very far. It feels very far when you put it as in-law. But actually they are your husband parents. And even though you have no longer relationship with your husband, they are tetap you have been in relationship with their son once. So that that is so sacred that they permanently become your mahram. So kalau katakan you need to take care of your father-in-law, it becomes a big deal. It becomes like something that you are doing to your own parents. So that puts them the status of being good to your own parents. So apa you buat to your father-in-law, katakan you kena cebok your father-in-law, you kena is very difficult, but you have to do it for your mother-in-law. Ada orang complain, kenapa I kena jaga my mother-in-law? Dia ada anak sendiri apa? Kenapa I kena jaga? Kan selalu kalau you tengok, kalau orang tua sakit yang jaga selalu anak lelaki ambil, yang jaga menantu. So menantu will tell me, menantu, kenapa kita kena jaga? Anak dia jagalah. Kenapa anak perempuan dia tak jaga? Actually it's Allah giving you that kind of that opportunity for you to take care just, and the pahala you get is even more than you take care of your own parents. Pasal kita is, all of us have this thing in us where we are driven to take care of our own parents. Betul tak? Tu apa pun tu yang mak bapak kita, you know, we are not here without them. But for you to take care of your parents-in-law is like another level already.
Another level of sabar, of tolerance,
betul,
of love, different.
Betul. Mak marah kita boleh telan, boleh terima. Kalau mak mertua marah kita, tegur sikit je.
Yes.
Kuih tak buat sendiri ke? Itu je. Tu je. Teng kan, macam rasa gitu macam, asal mak you cakap kuih tak buat sendiri asal mak you cakap gini kan, kita dah macam feeling kita dah kan. The tolerance level, Allah is actually telling us to tolerate more, because it's easier to tolerate with our own parents than our own in-laws.
It's like now when we talk about sabar, it's such a complex, big, tough thing because it's sabar on so many levels,
betul,
of everything.
Betul.
Now life kan kita senang bersabar, but this is what is required.
Betul. You nak masuk apa syurga. You nak kena sabar kan. Tapi Allah hantarlah ni macam orang
all
ni
this,
all this.
Yang senang sangat nak pass exam. Senang-senang. Macam dia macam like, okay lah, I think I can. Sebab tu bila I think in Ramadan when I interviewed Ustazah Astagfirullahalazim.
Ustazah doktor. Siapa? Sakinah Sabtu. Yes.
So it was Ramadan kan. So she saying, oh no, ada 8 pintu masuk syurga. And so she was saying the pintu syurga, and one of it is orang sabar.
Okay, yes.
Orang yang maafkan orang yang sabar. And I cried because that is such a tough pintu.
Yes, betul.
To enter.
Dia punya pintu macam narrow gitu. Orang tu
macam you must be next level.
Really patience, like it's easy. Actually, for you to really get the rewards of Allah and maghfirah, that means for Allah to forgive you, one, and for you to enter syurga, you have to do 3 very difficult things, and one of that difficulty is for you to forgive people. Wal afina anin nas. Wow, macam susahnya nak forgive orang, and then the other one is so difficult, lagi susah, pada I lagi susah.
Apa?
Qazimin al-ghais, tahan marah.
Oh, susah.
Tengah marah jangan tunjuk orang ayu marah. Allah. Like literally is like macam qazimin al-ghais, bukan marah tunjuk dengan muka tau. It's like you tengok dia pun you tak tahu dia marah. You boil air kan. Air tu tengah mendidih. Daripada luar you tengok macam calm je kan. Padahal dalam tu air tengah mendidih. That's how I was like, wow, that's another level, man.
That's another level macam. Tapi macam mana?
Tak, anak you spill air ke, buat serak ke?
I think we shared about this last week kan, pasal anak kan. Our tolerance untuk orang yang kita sayang ni, our family members ni, actually kita tak sedar tau that we have such low tolerance.
Betul.
Untuk orang yang macam cakap, mungkin is because we know that we are together for life.
Betul.
What can you do after, if I scold you tumpah air, besok apa, unfriend? No, we are in this for life.
We're stuck with each other.
So you lebih lagi tunjuk your true colours.
Betul.
You mungkin benda yang takkan buat pada anak orang, atau benda yang you tak benda orang lain buat tu, orang anak buat, you rasa it's fine. Bila anak ibu macam like, no, that's not. That's not fine.
Betul kan?
And then back to what you were saying, Ustazah, about mak mertua and how so today's topic once again is about tak ngam dengan mak mertua kan. And then I ada ternampak. So when you say about mahram tu, it was such a big thing that I learned today. Sebab so once again I actually banyak involved in weddings, kan, pengacaraan sebagainya. So ada yang agak takut tentang salam bapa mertua. So I digress a bit So sebab I ternampak ada komen ni. Hi Fiza, kata Mira, I am my parents-in-law dah sangat rapat, dah macam mak bapak saya sendiri.
Okay.
So Masya Allah, her relationship is Alhamdulillah. Mak dan Abah bila bersama dengan saya, mereka akan cium saya juga. Abah juga akan cium pipi kanan dan pipi kiri saya. Dan pernah mak mertua saya tanya, boleh tak? Haram tak?
Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, it depends on everybody punya upbringing. Ada orang, dia memang dah biasa peluk cium.
Memang dah.
It's part of
That's
them.
part of them.
So, some are not, bapak sendiri tak cium dia tahu. So, bila dia masuk dalam family yang bapak mertua cium, he feels macam shock. How can this be? So I think what happen if you are already comfortable with that and you are okay and your father-in-law is treating you like a daughter, that's your comfort level. It's totally okay sebab dia mahram you. But also like tadi kita berbual tadi pasal mahram kan. So it's like it's whether they are comfortable with it not. Ada orang dia tak comfortable, dia tak suka kalau bapak mentua dia touch dia walaupun mahram. Dia macam tak suka, not comfortable. So that is, you have to respect that lah. Doesn't mean dia mahram, means dia can touch anywhere they want. So, but it's okay if they do it and you are comfortable with it. That means both of you are okay with it and both of you have this mutual consent. Silakan, no problem. So kalau mak mertua you tanya, ada I need to tell you this, there is an issue where the menantu dengan the bapak mentua salam and kiss each other at the cheek, tapi mak mertua tak happy.
Okay.
Why you do this? Tak suka.
I see.
Itu kalau then she say, kenapa mak mertua tak suka gini-gini kan? That one also memang benda dia halal, dia boleh. Tapi you must see if your mother-in-law doesn't like it, then you should respect. I think this one we have to give and take lah. Macam there's no like per se macam dia halal apa, whether you like it or not, I still have to do. No, you have to understand. Oh, my mother-in-law doesn't like it. I don't want to cause any problem, so tak apa. We don't have to do. It's not something wajib pun.
Betul.
So I think
macam if you skip that thing and everyone's happy, then okay. Macam
betul.
it's not a must to do it anyway.
Yes.
Walaupun you say that kadang-kadang it says ada yang katakan Masya Allah, Alhamdulillah, saya dah tak ada parents of myself dan mereka lah orang tua saya. Mak tak cemburu, cuma dia takut boleh tak?
Dan bila dia boleh tak kisah. Cuma depends lah. I mean like if the rasa is just macam bapak sayang anak, dan terus bapak dengan anak pun ada batas kan. Nak cium pun tak boleh cium at certain parts.
Yes.
Nak pegang pun, macam tadi berbual dengan Shameem, macam dia kata ada pakcik-pakcik yang pegang bahu. Habis anak saya tak suka. Dan yang dah besar kan, kenapa tak suka pegang bahu? I mean, we have to be very open. This bahu is for a lady. It's a private area. Okay, it's a private area. It's where you can feel your undergarments and all that. So macam kalau pakcik pegang atau you might not feel comfortable kan. So kita kena tengoklah macam mana.
Macam it's just a shoulder, tapi macam like so the way you explain is so good because untuk a lady, because to me like it's just a shoulder. Dan kita pun shoulder kenapa tak boleh? But you're right, it's where the undergarments are.
Betul.
You're right. And it's betul macam kadang-kadang for a girl it's like babe,
kita biasa je
sebab kita but kalau a different person, different gender, just you go like kan, now that's a great explanation. Now I understand.
Tadi I nak explain dengan maybe he's a man, so Jimmy macam susah sikit tau. Tapi macam okay lah, fine, you understand, right?
I understand. Because it's where it's like macam tak, contoh orang pegang pinggang you.
Yes.
You're not comfortable because it's also where your undergarments are.
Yes.
In a way. Kan? And at the back of your body. Macam you nampak macam shoulder belakang sini je apa. But
people might not like it.
Yeah.
Especially when you are different gender lah. Habis macam bapak mentua peluk you. Habis dah peluk you macam, alamak, terpegang benda yang you tak nak dia pegang. You feel uncomfortable.
Again, it's it's even and that goes to your own father. Kan?
Betul?
Your own father as well. I think kadang-kadang kita kan bila offline kita macam nak cakap macam apa dengan you all but when it comes to this we should talk about this about consent. Juga sangat penting. But again, apa halal, kadang-kadang consent comes, kadang-kadang kita tak berikan consent because at the back of our head tak boleh lah. So now that we have all this in all what you've shared Ustazah tentang mahram dan sebagainya, so now we can make better decisions for ourselves.
Betul.
Kan? So thank you so much for asking, Mira, really helpful. Yang ini ada yang tanyakan, my uncle passed away 10 tahun lepas. My grandparents pun dah meninggal. Ada cakap my cousin is not your cousin anymore, sebab my uncle dah meninggal. Apa pun terjadi, my auntie is still my auntie kan, and my cousin is still my cousin.
Yes. Dia tak macam satu orang tak ada, lepas tu dah tak ada uncle. Dia tak kisah. This very if I want to say, it's a very I don't know, I don't like this mentality. Ada orang macam rasa macam dah meninggal, dah aku tak ada kena dengan kau. Dah cerai, aku tak ada kena dengan kau. Macam that family. Why? Kalau katakan your uncle passed away, your auntie is tetap your auntie. Walaupun uncle tu, your auntie mungkin yang mendatang. Uncle tu lah adik-beradik your this one. Tapi your auntie is tetap your auntie, what? She married your uncle pun. Lepas tu your cousin is tetap your cousin. Dia takkan macam, okay, uncle dah passed away, so Assalamualaikum, I got nothing to do with you. No, it's still your auntie. That's called family relationship. And you should actually be closer to them lah. Closer to them sebab your uncle passed away. So, no lah, whatever people say yang cousin tak ada kan, I think tak tahulah apa theory diorang pakai. I don't know.
Apa buku tu?
Apa buku tu?
Okay, I know the author, please. Dan juga, and it applies to people who are divorced kan. Betul. And then when they go on to marry other people.
Betul.
And they go like, okay, so this family does not belong to you. But so basically you're saying that kalau orang tersebut kahwin lagi, so they have another set of parents. Kan?
Betul.
They have another set of mahrams with them for life. Dan but again berbalik pada how comfortable are you to keep on visiting your parents-in-law. Are they comfortable juga untuk menjamu you?
Yes, betul.
Yes. Back to that again.
Yes, betul. And also it depends on your spouse whether he is okay with that, because some spouse are not really comfortable with you coming back to that family. So what I can see is that there is no responsibility towards your parents-in-laws. Okay, after you dah cerai and all that, there's no responsibilities. It's different when you dah kahwin and all that. So now that you are married with another person, your responsibility is to a new set of family. So kalau katakan your husband is not comfortable with you coming back, it doesn't have to be like you said, tak boleh juga, dia mahram mu'abad I juga. Tak. Kenapa mahram? Mahram mu'abad means mahram forever, means you cannot marry your father-in-law. There are things that you cannot marry your father-in-law. That means that's why nama dia mahram. So forever you tak boleh kahwin your father-in-law. So that doesn't mean that you still have to come back to him if let's say your new husband tak suka. So I think kita must play by the ear lah. Macam kalau kata my design tak okay, kita kena pandai-pandai lah. That doesn't mean mahram means tak boleh juga. I kena go by it.
Yes. Oh, this is the beauty of Islam. Dia macam tak ada black and white.
Betul.
This is the written thing. And then banyak menggunakan akal fikiran.
Yes. Betul.
Right? It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Yang ini ada yang katakan salam. Thank you for today's lesson. I learned something new today. Alhamdulillah Zara. Welcome to Fiza and Girlfriends. Yang ini, Ustazah, can I salam? Tengok, daripada topik dia pasal Mak Mertua tau. Termasuk shift Bapak Mertua. Kau tengok, this is our happy problem. Dia punya topik untuk ni, tapi Alhamdulillah dia dah diagnose kat sini. So ada katakan, Ustazah, is it okay kalau my father-in-law is my husband's bapa tiri?
Okay, can. Later on after this, I don't have my phone here. Tadi pun I pass to Brother Sujimi. I've already seek permission from my friend Ustazah Nadia Hanim. Do you know Nadia Hanim?
Nadia Hanim, yes.
Yes,
Nadia A.R. Hanim.
Yes, A.R. Hanim Abdul Rahman. Dia bukan A.R. Rahman, A.R. Hanim. So, Nadia Hanim is my friend, very close friend. She actually drafted macam mahram punya graph tau. Macam siapa mahram, siapa tak mahram and all that.
She has?
Yes, she has that. So I'll give you the link because she make it public.
Okay.
It's just that give credit to her lah. Jangan erase the name and all that. She put in a effort and verified it. So I've seek her permission. She said no problem. She's given me the link. So I will share it to you. Maybe you can share it with them.
Yep.
Then you can check. Sebab kalau ada cakap pasal tiri-tiri, dan sometimes macam datuk tiri, ini tiri-tiri, it's going to be very complicated. But I'm just going to answer this. Ada bapa, father-in-law, that means my husband punya bapa tiri. Your husband punya bapa is your mahram selama-lamanya. Your husband punya bapa tiri is not your mahram. Okay, silence dia macam silent. That's why tadi pun I tak nak berbual pasal tiri dekat biasa because when you say without the graph, without everything, you're going to be very complicated. Sebab macam tapi kalau nantilah I kasih you link. Okay. Lepas tu you tengok dan macam
so your father's so your husband's bapa tiri
bukan mahram you.
Bukan mahram. Okay.
Yeah.
Tapi
your father punya bapa kandung mahram you.
Your father
your husband punya bapa
is your mahram.
Mahram kandung. So the father lah, the biological father. Yes.
Is your mahram. forever muhabbat. I'm learning from Ustazah. Can you speak?
Jangan muhabbatin ke?
Muhabbatin. Fiza, can you speak Arab? Ya. Muhabbat. Mahram muhabbat. Banyak benda. Okay.
Actually comes from the Malay word abadi.
Oh, abadi. Beautiful.
Abadi means forever.
Right, forever, yes.
Muhabbat actually comes from not from Malay word, like it comes from the Arabic
words. So, of course bahasa Melayu kita banyak ambil daripada bahasa Arab. Betul? Kan? Banyak sangat bahasa Arab. So, okay. Talking about it. So, my husband, contoh my husband, my husband's father is my mahram. But my husband's stepfather.
My husband, I pun ada problem nak pergi imagine tu. Husband punya stepfather.
So your husband's stepfather
yes.
is not your mahram.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So it's easy lah for you people to know, people to understand. But actually the thing is that our community ramai yang belum tahu mana yang dah mana. Then once we learn, it's good to educate them. Like why I cannot salam you, why I cannot. Contoh I tell you Fiza, macam sepupu lah. Sepupu kan dulu pun kita macam main carom sama-sama, catching sama-sama. Sadik alih-alih bukan mahram sepupu. There's people ask me, sepupu sebelah bapak, sebelah mak, sepupu sebelah mana-mana pun dia bukan mahram kita. So we can be like we are close from young, right? Tapi but they are just not our mahram lah.
I see. That's very interesting. Terima kasih banyak Ustazah for explaining that, because ada yang macam kata sebelah bapa is strong, sebelah mak is not. So we are think like mana yang haram, mana yang tak But it's not clear. It's just not mahram for
actually,
any sides.
My culture, because I come from the Indian culture, there's also this kind of thing where bapa punya abang, adakah adik-beradik lelaki kan? So anak my pakcik ni yang lelaki ni dengan I tak boleh kahwin. Faham tak? So my father has an elder brother.
Okay.
The elder brother dia ada son. The sons and me
cannot.
considered tak boleh kahwin.
Yeah.
I don't know why he call that. That's why macam
there's apa
there's this word in the Malay culture,
in the Malay culture.
Is it
something?
Okay.
Yeah.
Apa nama dia?
Apa nama dia? Tolong kawan-kawan. Please give us there's a term that you cannot marry. But my mom, let's say my mom's side like your mom's side. Your mom punya adik-beradik. Okay, so your mom punya abang. So your mom punya abang ada anak. Lelaki. You can get married, right? But if your mom's abang punya anak, you can get married.
Mak abang pun tak boleh lah.
Tak boleh.
No, I mean this is adat lah. Adat kan, this adat adat. Tapi the thing is that your sepupu in Islam, mak punya abang ke, bapak punya abang ke, mak punya kakak ke, all you can marry. You understand tak? Adat okay, kalau adat they say bapa dengan why bapa, okay, I think there's a confusion between mahram dengan wali.
Mahram, yes.
Wali tu orang yang boleh nikah dengan kita. Orang yang boleh nikahkan kita.
Tak boleh.
Nikahkan kita. So bapak kita wali kita, datuk kita wali kita, abang kita wali kita, pakcik kita sebelah bapak, bukan sebelah mak tau, sebelah bapak punya adik-beradik lelaki boleh nikahkan kita. Ikut urutan lah. Kalau tak ada bapak, tak ada datuk, tak ada apa. Now kalau tak ada semua orang, pakcik kita sebelah bapak, okay, anak lelaki dia boleh jadi wali kita. Jadi sepupu kita boleh jadi wali kita. Tapi dia kena adik-beradik bapak lelaki.
So sahaja. Our pakcik from our mom side cannot be our wali.
Our pakcik from our mom side cannot be our wali.
It must be from our father side.
Yes, because the wali is just for the father side. So
father side.
This I guess, I do not know, tapi it might be from this. Dia wali aku pe, dia boleh nikahkan aku pe, jadi dia mahram aku. Lain, wali lain, mahram lain. Sepupu boleh kahwin dengan sepupu. That we seen this so many in our grandmother generation
Yeah.
Dorang selalu they like sepupu pasal kenal kan, mak kenal dengan mak. Okay, kita kahwinkan anak kita. Jadi sepupu kahwin dengan sepupu. Boleh tak? Boleh, tak ada masalah.
So sepupu boleh kahwin.
Sepupu boleh kahwin. So
doesn't matter side mana.
Side mana pun tak kisah.
Tak payah nak complicated tu family tree mana. Tak boleh. Sepupu tu boleh, sepupu tak boleh. So sepupu boleh kahwin.
Semuanya boleh kahwin, tak ada masalah.
Terima kasih Ustazah. It's a lifelong question. I'm 2 days old again. I'm finding out a lot of things. Ada yang katakan nasib.
Nasab.
Nasab. What's nasab?
Nasab means lineage.
Thank you Ustazah. So nasab kira belah ayah. Kalau ayah meninggal, our father's brother dah menjadi wali kita. Wali kita, betul. So pakcik, dia kata bila bapak dia meninggal, our father's brother, which is your pakcik, can be our wali. Again, not your mahram, but can be your wali.
Yes, but must ikut urutan lah. Urutan dia bapak, lepas tu datuk, then lepas datuk baru adik-beradik lelaki. Then dah adik-beradik lelaki, baru pergi ke pakcik. Because I ada my sepupu, dia nak kahwin, bapak dia dah meninggal. Dia nak adik dia yang lelaki jadi wali, tapi arwah tak kasih lah. Because datuk I masih ada. Since datuk ada, datuk must go first, baru ni kena ikut urutan lah.
Kena ikut. That again, thank you for highlighting that, because betul cakap, what we don't realize is that kita terconfused dengan wali. Like we think all wali is all our mahram.
Betul.
But it's not. Yeah, not all mahram is our wali, and vice versa.
Yes.
So ada kata lelaki dengan bapak Said tak boleh kahwin sebab dia boleh jadi kita. Okay. Lelaki dengan bapak Said tak boleh kahwin sebab dia boleh jadi. Again, Cik Adele, that's the confusion that we actually explained earlier on. Lelaki from bapak side, you can get married. Any of your cousins, you can get married.
I know everybody be like,
tak boleh ya.
Aku main dengan kau dulu.
Then don't get married lah. Then don't get married lah. I mean that's life kan. Ada yang bukan sepupu pun, like our good guy friends, kita nak anggap macam adik-beradik pun like, no, like you are bro zone.
Yeah.
Kan? It happens. But ada yang macam sepupu tu, ada yang pakcik, makcik tinggal luar negeri. There's no of such adik-beradik connection, and you can get married. So there's no such thing as tak boleh get married. So terima kasih Ustazah for penerangan. Again, wali is not your mahram. So if your cousin can walikan you, doesn't mean he cannot get married to you. Yeah.
Banyak ni
Banyak. Kita nak kena map. Okay. Ada kata, hi, saya ada satu soalan. My kawan dah tak ada parents, dia dah kahwin, but she ada husband yang anggap dia macam maid. Kerja rumah nak kena buat, berserak-serak lah. Isteri aku ada apa, and this is his second marriage. Dia buat begini sebab dia dendamkan. Ni cerita lain Ni cerita pasal penganiayaan antara married couple that's another topic, another week that we can keep for that. Okay, yang ini. Salam Fiza Ustazah, I am engaged to a fiance who is 10 years younger than me. 10 tahun lagi muda dari I, and I feel that my mom-in-law tak suka dengan I stress juga bila nak fikir tentang perkahwinan, kata Tia. So Tia, thank you so much, because that was the initial topic of the day today. Thank you for bringing us back on track. Sebab hari ini kalau awak tengok di IG story saya telah terima soalan dari seorang girlfriend yang mungkin in that perkenalan stage, boyfriend girlfriend, nak tunang tak tunang macam mana ni kan. So dia kata, I think my mom-in-law my future tak approve of me. Don't know why. The story was very singkat. Tak approve of me. Should I continue? Sebab ada katakan, well, my love is between you and me. But now that we are seeing the bigger scope of things dalam perkahwinan ni, dia bukan love is just not two of you. It's more. Jadi dia tanyakan pada saya, dan saya tanya kepada Ustazah, what is your take on this?
Okay, this is not something strange. I've been hearing and getting this a lot also. My mom-in-law doesn't like me, and this question that my fiancé is 10 years younger than me. Now, I first and foremost, do not, for those of you who are marrying a man yang younger than you, jangan rasa macam there's something wrong lah. Our Prophet SAW kahwin dengan Sayyidatina Khadijah, umur Rasulullah 25 tahun, umur Khadijah 40 tahun. So she's like 15 years older than Rasulullah SAW. Jadi there's nothing wrong. It's totally okay, and tak ada apa-apa lah. Tak ada macam kalau orang want to look down on you ke, is your parents-in-law like do look down on you and cakap something, I think you should asalkan you buat yang benda yang benar, tak ada apa-apa. So just carry on. That's number one. Number two, kalau parents-in-law tak suka, tunjuk muka, and then sebelum kahwin dah macam kasih masalah and all that kan. I think ni banyak macam dalam drama-drama kan. Kita tengok kan. I think what you should do is, very importantly, I will advise the couples is, are you all strong as a couple? Kalau you are strong, you are able to listen to each other, dengar luahan hati dan support each other, outside that system, insyaAllah you can manage. Kalau kita nak tengok mak mentua, bapak mentua, kakak ipar, adik ipar, sepupu, tak kahwin lah kita kan. Mesti ada someone kan. Jadi macam asalkan husband and wife ni dia bersefahaman, dia boleh communicate, they can support each other. I think everything that, any problem that you have and you're gonna face after marriage, ni sebelum kahwin tau, lepas kahwin you have other issues. Belum ada anak lagi, ada anak nanti ada issues. Kadang-kadang mak mentua, bapak mentua nak something that you don't want. Parenting, you believe in a different kind of parenting. Mak mentua dengan bapak mentua you pula different kind of parenting.
Yes.
There's going to be so many things that is going to be so different.
There's going to be more triggering things.
Betul, a lot of things going to trigger you. Mana mak mentua you kata tak payah breastfeed, ambil formula milk. You pula nak formula milk, you tak nak. Banyaklah cerita is going to come out.
Gunakan minyak ni.
Minyak pun ada problem.
Minyak pun ada problem. Betul.
I nak pakai Himalayan salt. Mak mentua tak ada. Pakai garam ni baru sedap, baru rasa.
Garam biasa lah, garam air laut sudah. Nak Himalayan salt. Kan ada macam mandikan cara anak pun boleh jadi masalah.
Betul.
And it's not, orang kata but it's so petty. It's not petty till you go through it.
Betul.
Kan?
Yes.
And it's really tentang masalah yang kita hadapi in different context. Like ada katakan budak sekarang ni kan mandi pun nak berkira. Kan?
Betul.
Mungkin it could be that like, macam ada yang tonton kita live ni bukan setakat I think daughters-in-law saja. Ada yang mothers-in-law who are very young themselves, probably only 50 right now, 40 plus right now, dah ada anak menantu. Kan? And they also grappling with it. So sebab tu hari ni our topic, by the way jangan lupa untuk derma pada Masjid Al-Amin hari Jumaat ni. Hari ni adalah hari Jumaat, penghulu segala hari. Alhamdulillah. Dan kita nak kembali pada apa yang kita nak kongsi tadi tentang, sebab itulah kita pecahkan hari ni pada mak mertua tak suka dengan saya ataupun saya yang tak suka mak mertua. So topik dia adalah tak ngam. Kan? Tak ngam, and macam kata Ustazah, when you get married it escalates. So sebab tu ada yang katakan, so should I continue, should I not? But you made such a good point Ustazah tadi. If you think of so many points, then tak kahwin. Aku tak suka ni, mesti someone, there will be some people in your spouse side yang akan buatkan your life macam you tak suka menyampah and all that. There will be. Okay, so you just look at your spouse lah. The moment that your spouse can support you, okay. Tapi kalau your spouse belum kahwin je dah tukar mak ai. Habis macam cannot support what is right, then that is actually a very big flag. And you should, it's a red flag lah. You should tell yourself like macam your husband should be fair. Ni pun kalau cakap pasal mak mertua, tengah-tengah tu adalah suami kan, adalah dia punya son. That son has to be fair. When that son is not fair, if the son tengok yang memang sah-sah mak dia salah, bukan isteri dia, tapi dia kata you sabar je lah, tukar mak ai. That is menzalimi isteri sendiri. You take your wife under your care. You yang cakap akad nikah tu, you ambil dia, you kena jaga dia. Tapi kalau your mother ill treat her, habis you kata macam tak apalah. Ill treat ni bukan macam dera tau Fiza, macam emotional abuse. Macam you kata tadi lah, mandikan anak. I nak mandikan macam gini, anak I macam gini. Mak mentua I kata tak boleh juga. I nak breastfeed katakan exclusively for 6 months. Mak mentua I kata tak apa, 4 bulan dah boleh kasih pisang, dah boleh kasih apa. I tak nak. This kind, it might be petty, but when you become a mother, sekarang kita semua nak macam, we want a certain thing, a certain diet for our children. We know what's healthy. But our mother-in-law say, no, tak boleh. Nak kena buat macam gini, nak kena buat macam itu. It's going to create a lot of risks. And then obviously most mother-in-laws will have a upper hand because they have gone through that experience. Like,
betul.
Anak aku ada 5 orang anak, 5 pergi universiti. Okey je aku buat gini. Aku ada anak 10 orang anak. Semua okey? Engkau baru 1 anak. So what do you know? And then you feel like, oh yeah, like what do I know kan?
Betul. That is very true. That one also mother-in-law. Nanti satu hari pun insyaAllah Fiza, kita pun jadi mother-in-law.
InsyaAllah,
So we learn a lot from it. Macam kita as mother-in-law, sometimes kita experience kan. Kita dah pernah jadi mak, kita dah pernah jadi kita dah tahu macam nak mandikan anak. Kan menantu tu first time dia dapat anak. So kita every time put ourselves in her shoes. Okay, they are learning. Let them sayang macam anak kita sendiri. Jangan macam, alah dulu mak boleh je, tak ada pembantu rumah, buat semua, kita semua buat sendiri. Jaga sendiri, jaga anak. Tak ada pula hantar sekolah, childcare ni. Kesian cucu aku. drama pula
macam,
aku kan.
Betul.
Tapi
Macam kesan contoh aku dulu kerja jaga anak, tak ada childcare. Atau kau berhenti kerja je lah.
Betul.
Kau berhenti kerja je.
Budak-budak sekarang perempuan sekarang ni.
Dulu kita bagus, anak-anak balik sekolah, kita ambil anak-anak sekolah, kan, like, betul. And then you feel like, oh yeah,
you are guilt tripping that your daughter-in-law.
Yeah.
That is not very healthy, and actually it's your fault if you do that. Kenapa you compare? Kenapa you cakap macam gitu? Kadang kesian tau, macam katakan menantu tu baru melahirkan habis dia baru nak buat, alah dulu mak senang aja, kita beranak je dah boleh bergerak, dah boleh
masak,
gini, dah boleh masak. Ni sekarang semua manja budak-budak sekarang.
Budak sekarang manja.
I mean, this is what I hear, and this is what people tell me, and this is so true. Why are we treating our daughter-in-laws like that? We should love them so much. They've given us a cucu ke, ataupun daughter-in-laws yang tak kasih kita cucu. They are no lesser tau. Oh, kenapa tak kasih cucu? I told you kan, ada couple yang tak ada anak. Su anak dia dengan suami isteri dia sebab tak kasih dia anak. Not in this country lah. Tapi like, why? What are you doing that for? I mean, like, you should love her. Dia ada anak ke, dia tak kasih cucu ke, dia kasih cucu ke, it's like, wow, you should not even think of that. What if it's your own daughter? Would you want the parents-in-law to treat her like that? So I think, I rasa dengan as parents-in-law, we must really love our in-laws. I dah bilang my husband, kita ada 8 anak. Then my husband kata, 8 anak? Yes, sebab kita ada 4 anak kita nak kahwin. Dia punya times 2, dia punya spouse semua anak kita. We have to love them a lot. We have to open our hearts for them. Jangan, ni anak aku, itu mendatang je. Tu pasal lah dia ada mak dia sendiri. Jangan, you cannot be like that lah. We have to love them and sayang them. Kadang kita sayang cucu je. Menantu kita tak sayang.
That is the most common thing. That's the most common thing. Because that cucu, you don't see it as your menantus. You see it as your own.
Why?
Sebab dari anak you kan, I mean, it's a...
why?
You see. I mean, it's a visual thing. Macam, okay. Especially kalau cucu tu muka anak you, lagi kau sayang. Ni habis-habis ni muka Hamid ni. Tak ada muka mak dia. Siapa langsung terkeluar nama Hamid pula kat sini. Terkeluar nama kat sini. Hamid tersedap je.
Si Fiza mention aku ni.
Mesti sebenarnya nama Hamid. Tak nama Hamid pun. Contoh kan. But that is the... Macam you cakap lah, to open up your hearts to love someone kan, that does not physically come from you. Sebab tu ada yang rasa macam payah untuk open up your hearts to terima kan menantu kan. Ada alamat-alamat. It's okay, no problem. Just keep on hantar cerita you. Kalau you segan untuk letakkan di the wall section di Facebook ke kat YouTube ke. So di YouTube, live chat yang tengah aktif ni adalah live chat. So you have to be a subscriber untuk ambilkan live chat. Or else you boleh letakkan di comment section. Otherwise you boleh hantarkan kita WhatsApp. So WhatsApp it's more private lah, of course. 838 dan 0280 adalah WhatsApp. Dan ada yang hantarkan kita WhatsApp. Fiza, the topic today is, wow, I kena banyak sampaikan mak mertua I put words in my mouth, right in front of my face, backstab saya, macam-macam I kena. My kids punya barang kena buang. But all this happen dalam rumah I, Fiza. So we jual rumah kita dan dia tak tinggal lagi dengan saya. Semua 4 menantu dia tak ngam dengan dia.
Allah. Sedih Sedih kan?
Yeah. I'm sedih for the mak mertua.
I'm sedih for the mak mertua tu. Sedih kan?
Right?
Allah give you an opportunity to like extend your love to this menantu, tapi if you do them like that, man, susah
Yeah, and this was touching because I have been a big I love girls. I grew up with a lot of girls in my family, and of course I wanted I want daughters. I love girls kan, and I have 2 boys, and I have friends who have 4 boys, 3 boys, 5 boys. So I'm like, how do you do it?
I dengar je penat
kan. I 2 boys. Dia punya Spider-Man sana sini. Aku macam, bro, take a seat. So dia cakap dengan saya begini. So anak dia besar kata, I've tried to have like daughters, but I have all boys. So anak dia besar, anak paling kecil pun dah remaja. So dia kata, what I cannot wait is I want to wait for my turn untuk dapat finally have my daughters and girls. So mungkin Allah nak bagi I anak perempuan dengan cara macam gini. And I actually cried. Because that was a big statement. That's a big thing. Like,
Yes.
I'm ready to love daughters in that way.
Betul.
Kan?
Masya Allah, right?
Masya
Wow,
Allah,
right?
I cakap ni anak macam,
Wow, it's amazing. Yes. There are some like this kind of mother-in-laws. I
Yeah.
really salute you, Masya Allah. You macam rasa macam, you know, it's my daughter and
Yeah.
I should treat her very well. I
Yeah.
shouldn't treat her like an outcast. I tell you, if you are that kind of mother-in-law, I clap for you. Betul.
Yeah.
Memang Masya Allah, memang
Bukan
that is
senang,
the kind of mother. Bukan
Yeah.
senang, tapi I think you should open up your heart to love your daughter-in-laws.
Yeah.
And not expect her macam and give and take. Macam kita dah, like told you, kita experience kan.
and not to compete.
Not
It's
compete.
never, yeah.
And then don't comment. Biarkan lah. Biarkan diorang nak masak apa. Like I don't let them be independent. Let them do whatever they want. Kalau kita semua macam takut anak aku lah
Bukan
Allah.
ni lah, tu lah.
Biarkan. Kenapa nak taruh anak macam ni? Kenapa nak gini? Kenapa tak boleh ni anak lah? Dia punya masalah.
Yeah.
You have your time. You had your time.
Yeah.
Now leave your daughter-in-law and your son alone.
Yeah.
Jangan masuk campur.
Unless they ask.
Unless they ask for your advice. Unless there are things that you really need to interfere. There's abuse ke, there's apa. Okay, fine.
Abuse and
then
all, yeah.
then you masuk campur. Kalau tak, lantak dia. Ni kadang-kadang nak nama pun nak choose.
Oh yeah. Oh, I've heard about it.
Ya, nama pun nak choose. Tapi macam apa drama tak biarkanlah diorang nak nama apa. You had your time. And sometimes parents-in-laws, they do this because they didn't have their opportunity to choose. Their parents choose for them.
Yes.
Their parents-in-law choose for them. Why
Yeah.
do you repeat that to your menantu and your anak?
Yeah, you're right. Ustazah, love it. The answers? Girlfriend. Like, interesting kan? Macam
Yeah.
kadang-kadang kita like, okay. And kita macam mana? Now we have more sympathy for both sides.
Yep.
For the mother-in-law and as well for the, sebab bila kita tengok, oh yeah, maybe they no control in their history.
Betul.
That now they go like, dulu dia control anak aku. Sekarang aku nak control buat cucu aku.
Betul.
So if you keep on doing that, then that line of that pattern has not stopped.
That cycle is just going to be like that. Yeah.
So you stop when you stop that cycle,
Betul.
you are the biggest person in that cycle.
Betul.
You end it.
Yes.
So you start it with love.
Betul.
Wah.
Ada yang parents pukul dorang.
Masya Allah.
Dia pun pukul mata. This mak aku cakap macam itu. Tapi you don't like it. Right? Why do you continue this kind of cycle?
Yeah.
So be that
Game
change,
changer,
game
yeah.
changer. You have to just it takes a lot of courage,
Yeah.
but it takes a lot of reflection. You want, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
Yeah.
Kita akan mati. Kita semua akan mati.
Yeah.
What kind of legacy you want to leave? Cucu you semua, anak menantu you still doing the things that you do?
Yeah. Masya Allah. And I just teringat one of the stories I've gotten, I think one of the more memorable, not in a good way, but my heart really went out to her. I don't know whether I still ada tak email dekat sini. So certain emails I still keep sebab sangat dekat dengan hati I. So this I received many years ago when I was still in radio. So this girl emailed to me and then she said, Fiza, I'm a proud mom of 2 twin daughters. Waited for this daughter sangat-sangat lama. Sangat-sangat lama. And alhamdulillah, I ada daughter ni, and now I am in the saddest part of my life. I'm in a postnatal depression. Sebab I have daughters, tapi I cannot even have any say over my daughters. Semua mak mertua dia nak tu. And then her husband feels like, give it to her lah, because she wanted cucu dah lama. So like so she felt like she's losing control over her children, her own daughters, losing control over her husband. So she felt there was nothing. She said, I'm in a very bleak stage of my life, dia kata. I don't know what happened after that, but bila dengar tu, then sedih kan, macam you bertahun-tahun mengharap nak ada anak, and now you feel like, if only I don't have a child, if only I tak beranak. Kan?
Betul.
It's so sad kan, untuk benda you nak sangat, and now you feel like, I wish I don't have it, so that none of you will have it. What I don't have control over kan.
Yes, Masya Allah. So sad to
So
hear
sad
that.
kan?
So it's so sad. Dan apa tu, bila kita jadi in-laws pun tak payah compete lah. Macam kadang-kadang macam you don't realise that you make the other party, the other side rasa macam like down, like macam gitulah, macam you want to control your cucu. Sayang nenek mana? Nenek Yishun ke nenek Tampines? You make your grandchild choose like that. I mean, I wouldn't like that. Like if that happens to me, when I hear it from, I was like, why must you ask that poor child who you love more. Like kan. Dia sayang lah. Dua-dua sayang. Dua datuk dan nenek. Dan you know, you have to learn how. Then you as a husband and wife pun tak payah nak pull. Kau kena sayang mak punya ni dulu tau. Baru pergi sayang bapak punya ni. No, we sayang everybody. That's what we want to teach our children.
And you know, life will happen and then you will gravitate towards who you want to gravitate.
Yes.
Kan? Yang ini mana ni? Salam Ustazah dan juga Fiza. Betul ke saya menantu juga. Sebab I pun mak mertua I sayang I pun mak mertua. Saya sayang anak menantu perempuan kita sebab mereka hormat. Yeah. And I think it's a two-way thing as well.
Betul.
Like you want your mother-in-law to love you, but you also must
win her heart lah.
Must win her heart. Ada yang macam, okay, sebab saya juga terima ada kadang-kadang mak mertua yang hantarkan saya teks. Dia kata, you know Fiza, I really wanna bina sebab my anak menantu, but anak menantu I yang macam not reciprocating, kurang ajar and things like that. So I think it's really a two-way thing.
Yes, it's a two-way thing. Kalau I think you get what you give lah.
Yeah.
And if you give and you don't get, trust that Allah will give. Trust that Allah will give. Kalau you, let's say as a daughter-in-law, you always give your mother-in-law, tapi your mother-in-law tak sayang you, tak don't show it back. When you do it, remind yourself that you jangan bilang dengan your husband tau, I buatkan mak you gini tapi mak you tak appreciate pun kan. Then you say you do it for God. You do it because you are a good person. You do it because you want Allah to give goodness to you. So you just do good to your mother-in-law. One day the goodness will come back to you. Your mother-in-law be good to you. It will take time. Maybe some people take years and all that, but it will come to you. The mother-in-law pun sama. Just do good to your daughter-in-law. Kalau daughter-in-law you kurang ajar ke, atau your daughter-in-law ada dia punya problem ke apa, just do good. Just treat as your own child. Will you forsake your child? You won't, right? So you just do good. InsyaAllah the goodness will come back to you.
Then I think also the orang tengah yang not mentioned at all right now here is the husband.
Yes, betul.
Very important. Macam you cakap tadi, even before you get married, it's not a matter of like mak mertua suka tak suka you. It's like you and your husband. You and your husband to be. How is he as a man?
Betul.
Will he will he bend over? Kan in certain situations the man langsung tak nak patik. Pun tak boleh.
Ni semua perempuan-perempuan ni semua.
Semua perempuan ni nama business. Pun tak boleh. I've come across situations such that orang ceritakan, my husband tak nak kena mengena langsung. It's just between me and mak mertua I. So if I complain to him, he says, look, it's please try to bear with her. Please try to bear with her. And that's all he says. Year after year, day after day, time after time, that she feels that she's got nowhere to mengadu. Sometimes as a woman, you tak nak mengadu pada your own mom or your parents because you don't want them to think differently of your in-laws. And then you compare to your husband who's doing nothing. Kan? So yes. The husband is very important.
Husband must step up lah. Husband tak boleh macam kau punya sabar je lah tu mak I, sabar je lah. I paling tak boleh kena macam husband kata sabar je lah tu mak I. You are a man. You have to take control and see who's right, who's wrong, what is going to be done. If your mom is at wrong, you have to correct it. You respect your mom, tapi you cakap dengan mak you that this is wrong, you shouldn't be doing this. Kalau your wife is wrong, then you should be step up and say, no, I think you are wrong, you should do this. So tak boleh macam korang punya pasal lah, that kind of thing. So I really believe that the husband should, ataupun anak lelaki ni, dia bukan kurang ajar tau. Sometimes anak lelaki tak cakap dengan mak sebab mak
because dia themselves pun tak talk to the pet. Actually lelaki sometimes dia say dengan mak I pun I tak bercakap sangat. So how do I come in?
Betul. That's one thing also.
Yeah.
Ataupun kalau I cakap, mak I ingat ke I rude. Ataupun I've heard this tau. Dah kahwin sekarang semua cakap isteri lah, cakap bini je lah kan. Jadi mak kau tak kisah lah babe. Mothers also got emotional blackmail, that kind of thing that aku jaga engkau, aku cebokkan kau, kasih gini. Lepas tu kau dah kahwin, kau dah tak dengar, also got problem, also that one. So it happens in reality. So everybody have to play a very important part. But if your mom is just not listening and your mom is really making your wife's life, we are always talking about wife life kan. Do you know that when we talk about parents-in-laws, we can also talk about father-in-laws towards the husband. That means other toxic mother-in-laws and father-in-laws are not just from the husband side. It's also from the wife side.
Yeah.
Yang bangsa macam father-in-law kalau tengok your son-in-law, you look down. Kerja ni je. Dulu ayah. Your husband feel it. akan man ego and all that. So you as a wife there, you should support your husband. You should say, no, he's my husband. You should respect him. Apa pun dia kerja macam mana pun, dia tetap suami I. That kind of thing. So I think this is where, that's why I said communication, that strength between husband and wife, that union must be very strong. Kalau tak kan, very difficult. I mean, Fiza, I just celebrated my 13th anniversary.
Congratulations,
People
Ustazah.
think like, wah, Ustazah ni senang lah dia punya kahwin.
13 tahun Ustazah.
Yeah. But you know lah, marriage
Cepat.
Tang,
Yes. You have your fights, you have your quarrels.
I have my fights, I have my quarrels, I have my differences and all that. Tapi it's when we are strong, we just come back to it. Why do we get married? Then we can challenge, we can face through any kind of tribulation. This is just 13 years. I may have like 30, 40 years with him.
Yeah.
So macam you have, Amin, insyaAllah. So you have to really tell yourself, it's not the problem. It's how you and your spouse can deal with the problem and overcome. If you have this kind of good way of overcoming the problem, apa-apa masalah pun insyaAllah lah. InsyaAllah boleh.
You're right.
Tapi kalau sebelum kahwin semua gaduh.
Yeah, it's your that support system that helps you overcome and enjoy things in life. In whatever situation, like mak mertua susah ke apa ke. And this is actually another interesting thing pasal mak mertua ni. Thank you Ustazah for, by the way, adik kalau yang segan, always WhatsApp me. This is my WhatsApp number yang tadi telah pun show. And you kata Amalina, salam Fiza and Ustazah, thank you for the great topic. I face emotional and mental abuse dari mak mertua. I've always thought I was the crazy one. Tiap kali my husband tolong I kemas rumah dan cuci baju, dia akan komen, dia kata, habis kau buat apa?
Tidur.
I tidur ke ibu semua buat sendiri. Susah lah Fiza. Husband I ni rajin, tolong pun salah. And I feel it's also probably, I feel like it's a psychological thing, that she felt her husband didn't help her. Her husband did everything, and so should you.
Betul?
But all this while we are advocating for equality, we're advocating for more inclusivity in a marriage. Untuk like more distributed marriage roles. And then when kita kena bila anak dia, when it happens in front of her eyes, it's not okay anymore. Macam, habis kau perempuan buat apa?
Asal semua lelaki kau buat.
But and this is a more common situation than people are saying on the page right now.
Betul.
It's very common. If let's say yang buat kerja rumah tu adalah the wife, buat, they won't be questioning, habis lagi kau buat apa?
Betul? Betul?
Right? Habis anak aku buat apa? As a mother-in-law, habis anak aku buat apa? Kau jaga masa rumah.
Betul?
Right? So thank you for Amalina.
This is I think all of us will face this in some point of our time.
Yep. If not from mom-in-law, anyone else. Makcik, mak, kawan sendiri perhaps.
Yes, yeah. Some people just comment
kawan
about
kerja.
that. Yeah. Because my husband is very hands-on.
Masya Allah.
So when he's hands-on, I do get these comments like macam, husband kau cibuk budak-budak. Husband kau yang ni, kenapa tak letakkan husband macam all the lauk pauk in front, that kind of thing, and serve your husband. My husband macam will tell me, no need, I will go there and take myself, my food and all that. But why don't you serve your husband? Why don't you, do this for your husband? Why is your husband doing everything? Kan, that kind of thing. So I think what happened from these 13 years of my marriage, I learned to like, dasar korang nak cakap apa? I learned to like, just not put everything in my mind. Say whatever you want. You have every right to say whatever is your mouth. But to me, whether I want to accept it or not, to me, I'm happy. I take it positively. Alhamdulillah, I have a husband who helped me.
Yeah, Alhamdulillah.
So if you want to take it like, how can a man do all this? Then I think you are living in a different time. Even the Prophet SAW also help out. Okay, and I'm so happy. When I do parenting talks, I tengok husband sekarang semua pakai, bapa-bapa sekarang semua pakai carrier. Mana ada zaman bapa kita pakai carrier?
Yeah, betul Times are moving. People in one generation.
Yes. Right? So I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Then these are happening and all that. So I also live in a family where my father also do household chores. Then I say kita tak apalah, like people will say lah. Okay, but people will say anything they want. But I think kita have to like take it with a pinch of salt. So if you are living with a very difficult mother-in-law ke, difficult makcik ke, siapa, I think take it with a pinch of salt, whatever they say. Diorang pas komen ni, gasak lah. Don't put it in your mind. Biarkan. They are just living take it as you are moving on, you are progressive. They're just living in their
yes.
world, so it's okay. Don't let it affect you.
Yeah. That's a good idea, way to flip it to your side. Kan macam kadang-kadang you feel like, wait a minute, oh husband you yang bersihkan anak and then you go like, and he cannot.
Yeah. Anak
dia apa? Like, and then your husband buat ni should be celebrated. You go like, tapi
why do they celebrate men when men do it and they don't celebrate women?
Yourself when you do it every day.
Yeah. Wow.
Right.
Kan?
Like, should celebrate it. Like, I'm like, okay. And again, this thing again, ni kita dah jauh sikit, but patriarchy is also supported by women.
Yes, patriarchy, yeah.
It's supported by women. And that's what me and my girlfriends always talk about. Like, patriarchy, we're talking about, it's about, men feeling they're bigger than us, women. But this patriarchy will crumble if we women don't support it.
Betul.
Kalau kita tak membolehkan, like, the idea of this thing being okay. Of like, kemas rumah, mana bini kau? Dia kemas rumah lah.
Betul.
Yeah. Mungkin bini dia baru habis kerja malam. Pagi tadi hantar anak sekolah.
Betul.
So it's a different thing, like, I can't be doing everything that's asked for women and do more. Kan? Ada yang hantarkan komen di sini, Fiza, tolong jangan sebut nama I. Please rasakan nama I. Mak mertua saya suka mengaturkan hari-hari kita. So she arranges your schedule. Saturday, Sunday kena visit dorang. Okay? We tak ada family time sendiri. To her, family time tu dengan dia. Contohnya, kena visit orang tua setiap minggu. So ada time tu anak-anak saya sibuk dengan tuition, dan I also need my family time, jalan sama-sama. So I need my own family time juga. Kesian budak-budak asyik nak kena pergi rumah nenek aja, berkumpul kat sana aja. So how about my parents? My parents selalu mengalah, cakap tak apalah, pergi je rumah mertua kau. Hari raya pun sama juga. Ini kiriman dari seorang girlfriend mengatakan WhatsApp kepada kami menerusi 838 90280.
Ni pun is common problem
Common problem, yeah.
Common problem yang kita tengok This one of course for your in-laws who are doing this, I think it's time for us to all reflect lah. Sometimes you don't realise that kita happy sendiri je tau. Cucu aku datang every week, menantu tak kisahlah kan, tapi anak aku datang every week, I will feel happy. Tapi how about others? You must realise that as in every marriage is the family gets bigger. So dia pun nak pergi jumpa mak dia kan, dia pun nak jumpa ni kan, tak boleh kita je hari raya kau tengok muka kita je, sebab kita ni ada orang lagi lebihkan suami punya side. Dia bilang dengan menantu tu, kau tak boleh lebihkan kau punya side. Dah kahwin. Suami lagi besar. What kind of mentality
I've heard about that as well.
I've heard about that as well.
Yeah.
So I believe that we need to be firm. You cannot let yourself be kalau apa yang mother-in-law buat itu is going to affect your family, your mental health, your emotional health. Budak-budak kalau every week pergi sana tak jalan pun susah kan. They need to release energy and all that, family time. So I think you need to be firm. You need to like put your foot ground on the floor, and then you tell your husband, look, we can go to your mom's house, okay, every Saturday boleh, no problem, tapi mungkin 2 jam. Alright, 2 jam. Lepas 2 jam tu kita keluar. Mungkin kita breakfast kat sana. Jadi the lunch and all that, we can go somewhere else, or we dinner there. And then dinner maybe we go to our parents' house, my mother's house pula. You need to have a certain schedule.
Ada yang schedule dia kan really taking a toll on the family. Contohnya I know of I've also I think received sometime ago, but I remember the story as well because it was I dengar tu I agak penat. So she stays with her mom. Okay, so after marriage, they don't have their own home. So the husband stays with her lah.
Okay.
So before child and after child, this is what they do. Monday to Thursday, so she stays with her parents kan, her own parents kan. So hari Jumaat, after kerja je, she does not go home. She goes to her in-laws. Okay, in-laws, and then with Sunday je, evening tu dah start packing, balik rumah sendiri. So she said, Fiza, I'm actually quite exhausted lah, tired.
Betul.
Sebab dia packing dia macam packing to and fro, so you don't have time to have one day to sleep, just like sleep in, just tak nak buat apa-apa kan, just to relax. Sebab and I dengar macam like, penat sebab Friday tu to me lah, you got to like start packing the night before, sebab you tahu Friday you tak balik rumah lagi, you balik rumah mertua. And then Sunday is not like a full day. It's like macam dah kena pack lagi, balik rumah. Then what if you are, you are a teacher? What if you are a lecturer? You are apa-apalah kerja-kerja yang perlukan you to do work from home. Macam kadang-kadang kita buat homework balik rumah kan. Like habiskan proposal lah, habiskan apalah. And then you don't, like, where do you have time for that? So yeah, she's very exhausted. So I think and then when I saw across again someone yang ada that kind of schedule juga. And I dengar ni, I rasa penat kan, anak-anak punya barang lagi,
backup ni kat sana ke sini nak kena, is very tiring.
Yeah.
Kesian. So I think parents-in-law kita,
and then the husband said, because fairness. The husband said, we try to give more fair time because I'm spending every day with your mom, Monday to Thursday lah. So the 3 days, so 4 days kat rumah mak you, 3 hari kat rumah I.
Asal nak kena mak you mak I pula?
Yeah.
I think that's why the husband need to understand. Your wife also, your children, semuanya perlu that. What is so fair when you don't give anything to your wife, that kind of space to your wife. So you must also think of your wife. It's exhausting tau. Tinggal kat rumah mak mentua, kadang-kadang mak mentua you tak boleh bangun lambat. Kadang-kadang mak mentua macam dah lambat ni bangun, rumah mak lain kan sikit kan. Ataupun you tak boleh macam lepak-lepak, nanti mak mentua sometimes, kadang-kadang mak mentua baik. Yes. Ada mak mentua dia mengumpat. Dia macam kau tahu anak ni macam menantu aku gini.
Ada yang macam satu keluarga kau begitu sebab anak menantu kau. Like, why must you talk about your,
Yes, that's true. Sometimes they even talk to the husband, the son tau. Bini kau tak tahu masak ke? Habis bila anak datang kan makan, sedap mak masak. Sedap. Aku tahu, kesian kau dah kurus kau. This kind of comment, it hurts. So this one, I think we should all be like, ada orang bilang you belum tahu, you belum jadi mak mentua. Bila you dah jadi mak mentua, nanti anak you dah kahwin, nanti you dah sunyi tahu you nak anak you. I say no, I want to be that kind of mak mentua where I support my children. It's okay, you have your family. I know how difficult it is to raise up one family. I'll be the supportive mak mentua. Okay, you need help, I'm here. Alright, so you need help, I'm here. But I'm not going to bother your life. Kau nak makan apa ke, nak apa, tak nak masak pun, kebebasan lah. Some mother-in-law just call every day just to ask, masak apa ni? Kau masak apa untuk suami aku, untuk anak aku. So that kind of thing. So it's like, no, I'm not going to bother your life. I have my own life. Aku dah masuk kubur dah, I said.
Testing masak asam pedas. Macam mana?
Macam mana?
Kalau tak ni, mana boleh letak ni. Contoh kan, ada yang macam tadi you kata pasal tadi you just saying about masak and just skip my mind. Mengumpat. Okay, ni ada yang kata ada anak-anak yang suka mengadu tentang pasangan masing-masing pada mak, which makes the menantu looks bad. Okay, ni dalam topik. Ini is a thing that we can share on another day. Because again, it's about pasal saya tak suka mak mertua saya, ataupun mak mertua saya tak suka dengan saya, which is itself sangat besar, sangat a big topic. Ada kata mak mertua mengumpat pasal anak-anak menantu pada adik-beradik dia dan juga saudara mara yang lain. Dengan tak sengaja, itu memfitnah menantu.
Betul. Ya. Tak nak cakap kadang-kadang mak mentua pula cakap dengan satu menantu pasal menantu lain. Lah, tak payah macam, to me it's, you are not making things better, you are not making, I don't like this kind of things lah. So even if it's not my family, tapi kalau dia dah start cakap pasal menantu dia, I don't want to hear tau. I just change the topic. It's not my family, it's not my problem, I don't want to hear. I think we should behave like that and stop all this toxic thing is going to make you very stressed.
Tadi Ustazah kata tentang macam insyaAllah as parents what ciri-ciri mak mertua yang baik, as you said, I think throughout the show, it's not just now. If you watch us from the beginning of the show, I think ada bab-bab seprihan yang Ustazah termasuk cakap pasal benda-benda yang dirangkumkan dalam hal ni kan. Ciri mak mertua yang baik, which means I think you give a lot of examples. We don't, so ada yang part ni I flash bab ni, and I feel like ada yang okay, macam we want to be parents yang you come, okay, if you come you alhamdulillah. Tapi ada yang terlebih bebankan mak pula lepas kahwin kan. Yang ada yang macam, ada yang tak kasih mak mertua tengok anak. Ada yang semua mak mertua jaga. Yang lepaskan tanggungjawab. Yang ada yang saya tahu, ada yang membesar, ada cucu-cucu yang membesar dengan datuk nenek sebab mak tak ada, bapak tak ada, bapak larikan keluar havoc, huri-huri. So that's also at the extreme of leaving it all to your mum-in-law.
Betul.
Banyak
There's a lot of things that you going to handle lah dengan mak mentua. Kadang kita tak perasan kita bebankan mak mentua kita juga, bebankan mak kita juga. Diorang dah tua, jaga anak juga. Dan kita macam anak sekarang you know lah, nak jaga it's not easy. So this kind of thing, mak mentua tak nak jaga tau anak I, tapi dia cakap, I think you should understand also lah, maybe dah tua. Macam my mom also don't take care of my kids but she took care of my elder sister kids because dia kahwin dulu. By the time she's aging, she's tired. So we have to understand.
Doesn't mean she love your children less. Does not mean that we
have to like, kita kena faham lah. So it's okay, when come to my time, then we have to be a bit more independent.
Actually you're right, Ustazah, because when you're aging kan, that 1 year gap makes a big difference tau. Mungkin like 55 she was okay, at 56 she's not okay.
Betul. Jangan cakap 55 je. Kita je.
Betul. Just 2 years ago I think I was healthier. Now I'm like girl.
Yes.
Kan? It's just like macam contohnya ada yang pernah mengadu, mak mertua saya ni dah janji nak jaga anak saya, contoh dah janji nak jaga anak saya. Lepas tu bila adik ipar saya mengandung, dia dah tukar plan. Aku tak jaga anak kau lah, aku jaga anak dia pula. Itu ada antara sumber-sumber kecil hati dan sebagainya. Bagaimana Ustazah kalau kita terkecil hati dengan mak mertua, kita tak tahu apa niat dia. Kadang-kadang benda-benda tu kita nak over explain. Macam kenapa tak nak ambil Tapi kadang-kadang kita nak husnuzon. Susah nak husnuzon kadang-kadang. Kita ada that kind of assumption. Mungkin bukan pasal dia tak nak jaga, tak sayang kita. Mungkin if kita husnuzon adalah mungkin she finds as you have other support system. She doesn't. It could be that. Or it could also be she loves her daughter. She treats you as anak menantu. It could be that as well. But macam mana you nak pujuk hati yang terkecil hati ni?
Maybe I can share. Apa yang I buat selalu, I rasa macam rezeki I lain. So I personally because I'm the second child, my husband is also the second child. So the first child dah kahwin, mak mentua semua jaga the first child. So I had to quit my job to take care of my kids, and my mother also took care of my sister's child. Nobody's taking care of my kids. So I have to take care. But what I tell myself is, looking back after 12 years of taking care of my children, I feel like I become more independent. Yes, no one helped me and no one was there to help me and support me. Tapi tak apalah, I become more independent. My kids are closer to me, and I know this kind of thing. So I feel like tak apa. There is a hikmah behind that. So tak payah macam kenapa tak jaga anak, kenapa tak gini, kenapa tak. No, you have to be matured. You have to be matured. You that's your kids, and you know you have to make that decision yourself and to handle yourself. Jadi macam kalau you nak fikirkan ni kenapa ni, tak habis cerita lah. Pening dia akan after one. So like what I told you lah, after 13 years of marriage, I already choose what's in my mind. If things which are macam I tak nak masukkan dalam otak I, tak apalah. Be you. I cannot change you. I cannot change things. I don't want to think of changing things. I just focus on what I can control. I can control my emotions. I can control my response. I cannot control how you want to your decision. So kalau I learn this, macam kalau you put in so many things, kenapa ipar you macam itu, kenapa akak you macam itu, kenapa adik you buat muka dengan I, kenapa gini. Tak habis cerita sih. Penat sih. I got important things to think about. So it's very hard.
But we're human and kita and that's why I have Cakap Masjid every Friday right now untuk as like macam peringatan untuk diri I sendiri kan. Kadang-kadang kita tahu, kita lupa. Kita tahu, kita lupa. Kita tahu betapa susahnya nak ubah diri kita, apatah lagi nak ubah orang. Cakap pasal ubah ni, I think Ustazah, thank you so much. I think we are going for like maybe one or two last questions.
Okay, kan?
Sebab sangat saya kalau Ustazah Shameem we can do like a talk show chalet style. Macam like, okay, nanti kita jumpa lagi lepas asar jumpa lagi lepas maghrib lepas isyak nanti
Alah, habis live pun kita berbual kat luar. Berapa jam?
Berbual dekat sofa, masuk ke luar pintu,
kapak,
sampai ke kapak, peluk kat kapak, peluk dekat kapak tu. Habis 3 petang
yes, we spend 4 hours with each other.
4 hours 3 petang babe. Tengok betul tak
betul
cakap masjid.
Cakap luar pun.
Dia cakap masjid ni. Jangan lupa untuk derma pada pada Masjid Alamin. Ini adalah of course usaha kita, usaha kami bersama hari Jumaat untuk derma pada masjid-masjid. Kalau awak derma pada Masjid Alamin, tak semestinya awak tak derma pada masjid lain. Hari ni awak nak derma pada masjid 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go for it. Ya,
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Dan semalam 2 hari lepas saya beraya dengan Masjid Alamin kan. Alhamdulillah. So they have tried from last year kan, ada this thing, projek wakaf kan, projek wakaf iltizam, and alhamdulillah they have mencapai within 1.5 years mengumpul dana sebanyak $5 juta tak silap saya. And that's pretty amazing. Alhamdulillah atas bantuan awak, and we all now have a hand in it. Alhamdulillah. When kita dengan ni kita rasa tersentuh kan. So thank you, and jangan lupa untuk derma hari Jumaat hari ini ke masjid. Dan Ustazah, so one question Ustazah menerusi WhatsApp. Tadi kita cakap sebelum kita digress, saya ni kalau digress kan, you know me, tentang nak ubah diri orang tu sangat susah. Ubah diri kita ni sangat-sangat susah. So ada kata salam Fiza Ustazah, and I can feel her pressure, and I personally rasa macam I akan berkahwin katanya dalam masa lagi 2 bulan. My mak mertua paksa I untuk pakai tudung bila kita dah mula dari ROMM. When she said starting from ROMM means
bila dia nikah lah.
Bila dia nikah kat situ, okay. Atau kursus.
Kursus ke ataupun mendaftar?
Mendaftar. Dia mendaftar. So start because in 2 months, which means she has not registered yet kan. ROMM do register about a few weeks before that.
About 150 days gitu sebelum tu.
Okay. So katanya dah ROMM ni, kena register ni, terus kau pakai tudung. So I am afraid ini akan menyebabkan friction.
Yes, this is expectation, handling expectation from your in-laws because in-laws kata nak kena pakai tudung and all that. Now this is, to me, your in-laws, even though maybe they are well-meaning lah, they mean well, tapi they have no right lah to tell you kau kena pakai tudung, kau paksa saya, paksa ni. I think that is not right. And I say I think that is not right, like that is totally not right. So what happened is, the one that is supposed to play a part here is your future husband. Your future husband has to be the one going up to the mother and telling the mother that, you see, there is no compulsion in religion. You cannot force someone to do that. She will, inshallah, make dua for her as a mother-in-law, as a mother, you make dua for us. But inshallah, give her some time and space. So I think the husband here need to talk to the mother, and you also need to talk to you. He has to, nak jadi suami ni bukan senang bukan kahwin je kan. So, jadi suami ni, you have to really know how to manage.
It's a challenge
Yeah, challenge, you have to manage. I ada kawan I bilang apa tahu, kalau aku nak kahwinkan dulu dia kata, kalau aku nak kahwinkan, aku nak cari orang yang tak ada mak. Aku cakap, zalim je kau. Asal sebab aku tak nak deal dengan mother-in-law problem. I say apa je sampai macam gitu. I say no, kau tahu tak, ada barakah. I say kalau kau ada mother-in-law, kau ada barakah. So I guess what you can do is you win her heart lah. You show to her that you are a good girl, you are akhlak you baik, Masya Allah, that you know that you just win her heart. Mother-in-law ni dia kena tahu tau apa dia suka. Contoh my mother-in-law sayang I lah, Alhamdulillah. My mother-in-law ni dia suka jahit. I paling tak suka jahit. I masukkan benang dalam jarum pun I just don't like it. You pun sama?
I don't know what I like. I like to eat. But I cannot jahit. I mean jahit benda-benda Korea tu okay lah, but you know that kind of like jahit baju,
jahit langsir,
jahit langsir.
Yes.
Saya okay, by the way, my home economic kat sekolah, I jahit culottes tau. My culottes dia tercantum 2. Macam like, what is this? This is a skirt, it's a culottes. Tu pun tak pas. tak pas.
Tu lah, sama lah. So when when I'm not good at that, I tell her I'm not good at that, and I cannot connect with her with that. But I cari apa yang I boleh connect dengan dia. So dia suka masak. And masak is my passion. So okay lah, I pun tak tahu masak. Baru kahwin macam kita masak macam apa. Diorang semua terror-terror, agak-agak kita dah, ya Allah.
Dia punya agak-agak pas
apa ni nak taruh apa. But then I humble myself and learn from her. How do I do this? Macam nak masak ni. So I duduk minta resepi. Orang tua ni bila kita win her heart, tanya dia, kita humble, they are happy to share with us. That's how they are happy to know that they have some kind of value to contribute to us. So macam I tanya dia lah resepi ni, resepi tu. So she share with me. So at the end of the day, I yang pandai masak sebab dia. So I think you must win your mother-in-law heart. Find one thing that you can click. Shopping ke, pergi masjid ke, I tak tahulah. Something like you can click with your mother-in-law. Apa yang your mother-in-law suka, and you just have to win her heart.
Find that. Actually, yeah, ini bukan macam I tak nak mengangkat, but that is life in trying to please people that matters to you.
Yeah.
Even in a workplace, bukan you mengangkat boss you, but what is your pet peeve of your boss that you avoid?
Betul.
What does he or she suka? She likes you to personally mungkin your boss suka sangat kalau you contohnya have the initiative untuk buat ni. Then you do. Ya, untuk dapat be accepted in the company.
Betul,
kan.
ya.
Bukan macam you beli barang you bagi boss. Tu could be a technique. I don't know. Okay, talking back. So terima kasih Ustazah. I think that's a very interesting way of putting things in perspective as well. Because nanti kalau dia pakai tudung atas rasa terpaksa,
Betul.
that itself is also a different topic and conversation. Sangat altogether. So thank you girlfriend, you know, sending to us this cerita yang I rasa feels very personal to you. Yang ini pula, okay, another rahsia. Hi Ustazah, how do you deal with a very close-minded mother-in-law? Saya ni menghargai sangat yang dia terima saya sebagai anak menantu. Tapi I rasakan dia tak begitu berfikiran terbuka, open-minded for me to open up to her about myself. So ever before, dia suka buat keadaan yang okay ni, simple ni, complicated berkaitan dengan marriage. I hate it when dia bagi I guilt trap. Dia buat I rasa bersalah sangat. I feel like, okay, ni mungkin dia punya firasat I feel like mungkin dia macam ada sedikit rasa cemburu. Dan masih lagi judge saya, menghakimi saya without memahami saya. So each time contohnya, dia dapat tahu yang I dengan my husband pergi JB contoh. Dia pun juga buat JB trip. So is it okay untuk I dapat limit my time to meet up with her? So like any other daughter-in-law, I really hope dia akan berubah and don't find this as a competition. For her to accept me betul-betul as a daughter, because she seems to be very clingy dengan anak lelaki dia. So I feel like I need my me time, I need my mental health. What's your take Ustazah?
This is also another common problem that kita ada yang mother-in-laws which are clingy to the sons, and kalau boleh nak masuklah dalam semua apa yang diorang buat and all that. First and foremost, every time I berbual dengan my older generation and all that, I'll tell them they have their life, okay, and let them spend their own time. Tapi Ustazah, kita dulu dah selalu sama-sama, selalu kita pergi sama-sama. Sekarang I say yes, pas kahwin, it's not that your husband, not your son don't love you. Mother-in-laws must understand this. Kadang-kadang bila anak kita kahwin, kita rasa macam masa dia kurang dengan kita, dia tak sayang kita. Dia dah sayang another woman in his life. Jadi kita ni second. Tak, seorang lelaki sayang mak dia first. Tak boleh sayang orang lain seperti dia sayang mak dia. Dan seorang lelaki kalau sayang isteri, dia sayang isteri dia first. Dia punya love is different. The love towards the mother and the love towards the wife, you cannot compare. So you don't have to compete. Kenapa nak compete? Biarkan. Sepatutnya you happy tau kalau anak you curahkan kasih sayang, perhatian kepada your menantu. You should be very happy. So if let's say you have a mother-in-law like that, now what you can do is you tell your husband to really show the love to your mother, but at times when you have plans on your own, because your mother-in-law cannot understand, don't tell your mother-in-law lah you nak pergi JB. Jangan bilang, adik-adik hari ni kita pergi JB. Okay, or you don't tell your mother-in-law that you have, I'm going to go to hotel, I'm going to what, because I do know that this happen. Kita dah book tau lepas kahwin kita nak plan malam tu kita pergi hotel ni kan. Mak mentua dia pun book. Ada same hotel. Then we like, we don't have privacy macam semua habis kita nak pergi sini, mak mentua pun nak pergi honeymoon, adik nak ikut honeymoon. This is a real thing, like ikut honeymoon. Why must you follow your child to honeymoon? Kalau siapa-siapa yang bilang dengan I say no, you don't follow. Honeymoon is for them. Totally not for you. Tapi kan kita family besar. No, it's for them to know each other. Let them know each other. To me, honeymoon is very important. They know each other. They come back. They are stronger to face things as a couple. So that's very important. We need to give them space. Kasih anak you space. Kasih menantu you space. InsyaAllah. Dan kalau you rasa, ada orang bilang I kan, you tak tahu, you belum jadi mak mentua. Nanti you dah tua-tua, nanti you risau juga. Kenapa kita nak risau? Kenapa kita rasa lonely? We have a lot of things to do in life. It's not just about our children. Yeah. So I think kalau you face at this kind of mother-in-law, ataupun you berbual dengan mother-in-law you kata, mak, I nak kita perlukan masa together. Cakap baik-baik dengan your mother-in-law. Kadang-kadang buruk sangka ni make things also worse.
Buruk sangka. And that's very hard not to do.
Yeah, very hard.
Very
Apalagi
hard
kalau
to
kita
do.
tengah emotional lah.
Ya, sebab tu husnuzon
PMS.
tu juga sangat husnuzon tu sangat underrated kan. And Ustazah, that was very important. That was very interesting. Our life is not just about our children.
Betul.
And especially as we're growing old kan. Macam look, we have other things that we want to do and achieve. And kalau bukan achieve in life tu tak semestinya kejayaan. It could be other things. Nak pergi holiday dengan kawan sendiri, nak pergi dengan your husband, whatever. And I think this is what and it is a good reminder to all of us. Since we are in this age group kan, mungkin ada yang baru nak kahwin, ada yang baru kahwin, ada yang baru setting up your own family, ada yang just a 10-year marriage, something like that lah. So we're still like very building life. So you said when you're getting old, when you're old already, your life is not about your kids. So I think right now pun kita dah perlu untuk tanamkan benih of other things in our life.
Betul.
Not just for your kids. And so this is a reminder for us mothers, bahawa don't guilt trip yourself whenever your life does not revolve around your kids 24/7.
Yes, that's true. That's very true.
Macam kalau kita keluar je, oh alamak, what akan mama I? Anak I macam mana? Kalau kau kerja je, macam what akan mama am I? Because people make you feel that way as well.
Betul.
Nanti bila you dah tua, then you cannot let go of your children.
Betul. Yes, very true.
Kan? So I think this is a reminder for me, like macam if you have other things kan, you easily let go of things tau. You tak rasa terlalu depressed.
Betul.
Kadang-kadang menjadi depressed tau. And bila ada macam kata Ustazah kan, Ustazah, you don't know, you're not a mother yourself. Probably they are having depression. Unknown depression. When you're having depression, you tak faham you're having depression.
Betul.
Macam sebab tu diorang nak compete. Anak dia pergi sini, dia pun tempah hotel yang sama. Anak menantu dia masak, dia kata, dia macam rasa, alah kau masak sedap, aku masak lagi sedap. Why that competition?
Betul.
Kan? So maybe it's like not letting go because pada awalnya you tak ada other things that you're busy with.
Yep, betul. So you just focus on one and then you just finding fault with one Ya, Masya Allah.
Masya Allah. So like I feel like I love this discussion. So I feel like I set a money for myself that macam kalau in a stage of my life I wanna explore different things dengan my husband, dengan my adik-beradik, dengan my girlfriends, then go for it because bila anak dah besar nanti I need to give him that space.
Betul. Yes, it's easy for us to let go.
Yeah.
It doesn't make us a bad mother.
A bitter person.
A bitter person. Yes, that's very true. So don't let people judge you and make you feel like you are a horrible mom lah. Because I felt that also when my early years becoming a mom. Macam semuanya kena anak.
Yeah.
I realised no, it's not true lah. It's not like that. You have to balance your life so that one day your child will leave you. Your child will have their own family. You know birds, kalau you just kongkong dorang, apa yang dorang tahu? Let them fly. Let them learn life. Kita kat sini cuma tengok, okay, you are support you, we are happy that you are living a happy life. Be that kind of mother-in-laws, be that kind of father-in-laws. I'm happy that you living a happy life. You need me, I'm here. Alright, I'm here to guide you, but I'm just like your well-wishers. I'm happy to see that you're happy.
Well, it's a good conversation, Ustazah. Saya rasa I think a lot of people are like, oh, I suka sangat dengan topik hari ni. So terima kasih banyak-banyak. Alhamdulillah, you actually love today's topic, and it comes naturally for us because we're talking about what should we do? Should we talk about tangan Mak Mertua and things like that? And then and along the way kita cakap tentang mahram. So if you're just watching us live right now, actually awal tadi Ustazah ada kongsi bahawa tentang our parents-in-law are our mahram for life.
Yes, true.
Mahram mu'abad.
Mu'abad, yes.
Mu'abad. And also jangan lupa untuk pergi ke social media Ustazah Nadia. Sebab this is also she share on social media. Apa kau tekan ni? Oopsie. Apa ni siapa yang call I ni? Oopsie. Okay. Tak. Okay. So tu je lah. I nak tunjuk dia punya screenshot, but it's okay. So antara just to share here, antara istilah mahram adalah orang yang tak halal dinikahi. So terima kasih Ustazah. Ustazah juga berkongsi bezanya antara wali dengan mahram. Tak semua yang menjadi wali kita tu adalah mahram kita, dan tak semua mahram kita boleh jadi wali kita. Tak semua. Tak semualah, which is our parents-in-law lah.
Yalah.
It'd be weird, right? One day, if let's say you get married again. Okay, contoh. So our father-in-law is our mahram for life. So let's say you're divorced with your husband. So your father-in-law is always your husband. Your father-in-law is always your mahram. Can he, if you get married again, you dah divorce, you get married to another man, can your father-in-law be your wali?
No.
No.
Sebab wali is only that
tier
certain people.
Tier of people cannot. Okay. So it must be your father, your brother, your the pakcik from your father's side.
Datuk.
Father, datuk.
Datuk bapak punya bapak.
Bapak punya bapak. Tak boleh tak boleh datuk sebelah mak.
Tak boleh.
It's all sebelah bapak.
Yes.
Bapak, abang, adik lelaki, or your datuk which is your father's punya side. Otherwise, the brother of your father. And then the sons of that person.
Yes.
Yang boleh jadi wali you.
Betul.
Or otherwise tak ada semua tu, then is the wali hakim lah. So thank you Ustazah. Ada yang katanya ada some of the in-laws, you happy, she also not happy.
Then it's her problem lah. It's not your problem.
Yeah.
You don't control her already.
That's difficult. Yang inilah tadi Ustazah pernah kongsi Kalau macam gini, kita jangan bother too much about it. Tapi ada yang tak jumpa mak mertua bertahun-tahun macam gini. Is it okay Ustazah?
To me, you still have to see because it will affect your husband. Unless she's really macam tahap toxic, abusive yang pukul bantai ke apa, I don't think that will happen. But like emotional abuse is something that we can handle. Masuk kanan, keluar kiri. My husband and I, we are if we have this kind of thing, we just say just go in, go in right here, come out left here. So macam jangan tak kisah sangat lah apa yang buat. Then so it's
but you minimize, like macam jangan jumpa every week perhaps.
You just minimize, jangan terlalu too often, but you still have that relationship. Jangan putuskan silaturahim.
For the sake of your husband
and your children.
Okay, so terima kasih Ustazah for sharing with us. I think today we went through a lot of questions as much as we possibly could. Banyak komen-komen kat sini. Ada yang kita lepas pandang, so mungkin kita akan jadikan sebagai topik untuk minggu-minggu yang akan datang. Next week Ustazah Shameem will not be with us because she's very busy. So kita doakan semoga before the year ends we get to see you again on my show. Amin ya rabbal alamin.
Kalau lah you nak lah, insyaAllah.
Kalau you nak relationship is two-way. Gitu, is two-way. So, amin Ustazah, terima kasih. I doakan you sangat-sangat berjaya. Jangan lupa, Ustazah also has her own company and her own classes that you should subscribe to. Sangat bagus. Sangat-sangat, I feel like, let's say, there's some classes that you like and dah over. You can still watch it.
Betul.
You can subscribe, watch it. You can listen to it over and again. I highly recommend her classes in Ramadan.
Yes,
highly recommended.
Right?
Yeah, highly recommended. It was what they went through all the
short surah kat belakang,
all the short surah,
Al-Falaq and all that.
Sangat beautiful. And now, so last week you had what class Ustazah? Nama-nama Allah dah start.
Nama-nama Allah, Asmaul Husna dengan surah Yusuf sekarang.
So I have not gotten there yet. So I dah terlepas, but I can still subscribe untuk
betul, boleh,
dengar dan tonton balik. And what's beautiful if you go live with her, not go live with her, but watch her Zoom, is that you can get to ask, give your opinions, your thoughts, and you're watching it with a, different, with a group live together. Ataupun tak apa, you can watch it at night, whatever. So please follow Ustazah Shameem on her social media. She's really a great speaker. And I also feel like hari Jumaat ni jangan lupa untuk derma pada masjid-masjid yang awak kalau hari ni awak ternampak dekat midfield awak untuk derma pada Masjid Al-Amin, mungkin that's your, that's a calling untuk dermakan seikhlas hati hari Jumaat ni pada Masjid Al-Amin. Masjid apa lagi yang dekat dengan rumah awak tengah kalau orang Jurong, Masjid Al-Amin. Kalau orang Bedok,
Al-Amin,
Al-Ansar.
Kalau kat Jurong, Asyakirin. Apa lagi? Artis apa tu? I forgot that name. Mukminin Bukan Mukminin, apa? Ya Allah, tak masuk tak ni.
Kalau Ustazah, what's a masjid that's dekat dengan hati you?
Dekat dengan hati I, should be Gufran lah. Gufran is in Tampines.
So you grew up going ulang alik?
I mean, but I work in Gufran before. So I was there. Kalau Al-Amin is more like Teluk Belanga, right?
Teluk Belanga, yes. Teluk Belanga. I'm very bad with that era, by the way. Very bad.
I'm very good. Sebab kita nak kena tahu pun masjid kat mana, masjid kat mana. So we're travelling to all the mosques. So we like tahulah mosque ni kat mana.
Oh yeah, you all have at the back of your hand. You tahu ni daerah ni.
Yeah, the mosque is that daerah. That mosque is
daerah ni. Masya Allah. So alhamdulillah, semoga hari ini derma kita di masjid diterima Allah SWT. Amin ya rabbal alamin. Dan yang ini pula after 27 marriage, ada yang dah kongsi lepas 27 tahun berkahwin, masih tak suka, masih galakkan anak lelaki dia untuk kahwin lagi. Saya dah tak ada perasaan lagi dah, katanya, kata Ju. Saya terluka tapi I have no more feelings, katanya.
Banyak drama ni.
Banyak drama
Real life tengok, masya-Allah.
Yeah, I feel like for 27 years that you must lahir seorang anak lelaki you untuk kahwin lain. I'm like, wow, that's actually persistence.
Yeah.
27 years, if you're persistent about building a business, it will be an empire.
Betul. She should have put it in different
thing.
Yeah.
In perfecting the art of kuih onde-onde.
Yes.
Memang cari kuih onde-onde, Ustazah.
Yes.
Yang sedap. Please recommend me.
Oh, you suka?
I suka onde-onde. I suka gila. Nampak tak how we twist the thing so that it's a light-hearted thing. Ju, kita doakan semoga dipermudahkan dan semoga ia merapatkan lagi perhubungan antara you dengan suami. Because sometimes, you know, what people want us to do, kita macam nak tunjukkan that this is for life. Sampai ke syurga, insyaAllah, kan? So semoga sampai ke syurga, Ju. Dan kita akan jumpa Ustazah Shameem lain ketika bila dijodohkan lagi.
Amin, insyaAllah.
Amin ya rabbal alamin.
Thank you, Fiza, for having me here.
Thank you, Ustazah. Bye.